And maybe letting those breaths be an invitation just simply to the sound, the sensation, the movement of the present moment, whatever that feels like to you right now. And I just want to mention that, at least in kind of Eastern traditions, sensations, that category also includes thoughts. So when we just take a step back, or maybe you might think of it as shifting awareness inward, you just start to notice what's here. Starting with the breath and then just really listening for a moment. Being settled right where you are, if possible. And I just want to invite you to have that inquiry as we practice. Just how is the present moment flowing through me right now? Coming to sound, sensation, movement. Just noticing. And then you can offer, if possible, offering a really caring, interested, loving presence to yourself. What would that feel like? You might imagine it. Imagining that feeling is one way of conveying that intention. You might also have a mantra that you repeat to yourself. You might actually place a hand on your body in a place that feels useful, nurturing. So just taking a moment, if that investigation resonates for you, just settling, breathing, noticing what it feels like to be here, and then offer a loving, nurturing response if you're able to. With your next few breaths, let's just bring the palms to touch each other in front of the chest. And then just take a big breath in and press the palms together. Maybe sit up a little bit taller. And as you exhale, you might interlace your fingers, press your palms forward and broaden your back a little. And then inhale, lift the arms up, maybe lift the gaze up, look up. And then exhale, just reach the arms wide and down. Let's repeat that 2 more times. Just palms together, breathing in, broadening chest. Interlacing fingers, pressing palms forward, broadening back. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up, looking up. And then exhale, just reaching the arms wide and down. Good. Let's just pause right there, just sitting up nice and tall wherever you are. And then we're just going to reach our arms up and overhead. And then drop the right hand down and pause and just lift and reach through the left arm. And maybe lean to the right a little bit. See if you can let your hips be settled. Just lengthening through the left side. One more exhale. And then inhale, lift the right arm up to meet the left. And exhale, other side. Drop the left arm down. Just take a nice full breath. Reaching up through the right arm, maybe leaning to the left. Another full breath here, inhaling, exhaling. Good, let's lift both arms up, breathing in, maybe looking up. And then just bring your palms in, and let's just bow our head for a moment and pause, maybe resting hands on the knees or thighs. Just reconnecting for a moment, listening deeply. Let's just lift the gaze, and then we're going to lie down on our backs. So go ahead and lie down on your back. And when you lie down, let's start in a constructive rest position. So feet wide and knees together. So soles of the feet are on the yoga mat and knees are together. And just maybe right now you take another opportunity to convey that really caring, interested, loving intention or presence to yourself, maybe with a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart, or whatever resonates for you right now. Maybe it's just listening. Maybe it's a mantra. With your next breath or two, just really feeling the dense, supportive quality of the earth. And then let's bring our arms to our sides, bring the feet a little bit closer together so they're about hip distance apart, and then just simply right ankle to left thigh, starting there. Right ankle to left thigh, maybe you hug your legs in. Perhaps you even clasp your hands onto your left shin or behind your left thigh. And maybe you rock yourself gently side to side or front and back, just opening the hips. Take an exhale. Maybe there's some surface level tension. If you could soften it, receive the support of the floor. And then let's place the left foot down and then the right foot down. And we'll switch sides. So same thing, other side. Just a simple kind of invitation to open the hips, to reconnect with the breath, to notice really what it feels like to be here in the body with the breath. Sound, sensation, movement. Take another full exhale here. And then place the right foot down and place the left foot down. So let's stretch the legs out onto the yoga mat. Bring the right leg up, clasp the hands onto the leg, anywhere on the leg, whatever works. And it doesn't have to be a straight leg. Just see what feels useful right now. Just opening up space in the legs. I like to have that left leg reaching out. If you prefer the knee bent, foot on the floor, that's okay too. Take another inhale, lengthening as much as you're able to, the right leg, maybe both legs. And then as you find your next exhale, let's just curl up and bow our head towards our knee, drawing the navel down as you do. And then inhale, rest the head down. And exhale, release that right leg out, or maybe you place that foot on the floor. Let's bring the left leg up. Same thing, other side. Just lengthening that left leg. Softening, settling down with the hips, finding your breath. Again, making space for intention. So there's just an offering of care, really conveying that message of that intention to yourself in some way. With your next exhale, let's bow to the knee so the belly draws down, the head and shoulders lift up. Take another full breath here, and then inhale, rest down. Let's exhale, outstretch both legs, and then interlace the fingers, reach the arms away from the legs. Just a couple of refreshing breaths, stretching long from front to back. Take a full breath, opening up here as you inhale, and then hugging the knees in as you exhale. Just bringing the knees in, maybe rocking gently side to side. Great, let's place the soles of the feet on the floor. A little bit of bridge pose. So as you find your next inhale and exhale, see if you can just deepen the breath first. So start with a slightly more subtle quality of breathing. Breathing through the nose, locating, if possible, the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, knitting those points together, drawing in below the navel. So that pause and feeling more deeply, it can be just a deepening of this inquiry. How is aliveness of it or the present moment flowing through me right now? So knitting together from the pelvic floor to the low belly, and then as you inhale, lift the hips up, and you lift any amount, right? Any amount lifting. I like to rock my upper arms underneath, maybe interlace the fingers, pressing down. Take another full cycle of breath. Feel the strength of your legs and your glutes here as you inhale. And then exhale, make some space to lower all the way down. And just take a full breath in, full breath out, resting on your back. Softening, feeling the support of the floor. Let's do this again. Inhale, lift back up. So with that awareness of breath arising from the pelvic floor to the low belly, to the collarbones, lifting up here. Full, deep, spacious breath. So as you knit pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones together, can you draw in below the navel, and then with that deeper sensation, that deeper inquiry, is there a little bit more space? Could the breath be more spacious? One more inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. We're going to do that again. Just pause for an inhale, exhale. Last time, as you breathe in, rising. So using the legs and the breath to just lift up. Again, there might be a rocking of the upper arms under you, feeling the legs, feeling the glutes, the belly. One more inhale. And then exhale, just lowering down. And then pause for a full breath. You might take the feet wide and the knees together again, like we did a little bit ago. Convey that message of intention, that really nurturing, interested presence. You offer it. And then let's just lift the feet so the shins are parallel to the floor, the thighs are perpendicular. And then if you can imagine your legs hugging together, and then feel into the subtlety. So as the legs hug together, locating pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, knitting together, drawing in below navel. So you could feel or imagine that the belly might want to push up to the ceiling. If you could find a way to contain it, bring it down, explore that. And sometimes we have to touch the feet down to be able to explore that, and that's 100% fine. You can stay right here and just breathe, or inhale, reach the arms overhead with the palms touching, and then exhale, lift and reach to the outside of your left leg. Inhale, lie down again, keep hugging the legs, knitting the belly. Exhale, lift and curl to the left. Again, inhale, lie down. Exhale to the right again. Inhale, lie down. Keep going as you breathe. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. Inhale, lie down again. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Just finding your breath, feeling deeply here. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. We're going to do one more on each side. We're going to hold it. So inhale, lie down. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Stay here. Find your breath. Knit together from the pelvic floor to the low belly. One more exhale. Inhale, lie down again. And exhale, lift and reach to the left. Stay for that extra breath. An inhale and an exhale. And then inhale, lie down. Exhale, feet to the floor. Inhale and exhale, just pause, soften, convey the message of awareness, which is really a loving and nurturing presence. Convey that message in your own way. Let's take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Turn the toes away from each other. Tip the knees like windshield wipers to the right. Bring right hand onto the belly. Left arm is stretching overhead. Opening up that left side with a full breath in, full breath out. So in this position, fully receiving the support of the floor, the support of the earth, and then fully opening that left side. One more exhale. Inhale back to the center. Just switch your hands and switch your knees. So tipping knees like windshield wipers to the left. Opening up that right side, full breath in here, full breath out. So there's a heaviness to the head and shoulders, a spaciousness to the right side. One more exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, pause. All right, so we're going to make our way up onto our hands and knees. So take your time. You can roll to the side. You can rock up over your ankles, just coming onto your hands and knees. When you get onto your hands and knees, let's do a few rounds of cat-cow. So maybe 4 to 5 breaths, starting maybe with that inhale, arching the back and looking up. Exhale, curling, bowing, rounding, tucking the chin. Repeating that a few more times. Inhale, arching. Of course, you can move really in any way that feels useful to you. Exhale, curling, bowing, rounding. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling, arching, looking up, lengthening the front. Exhale, curling, bowing, rounding the back, tucking the tail. Let's come into neutral and pause in a neutral position. And so as we're kind of moving further away from the ground, just every chance you get, just reconnecting, right? Reconnecting with midline, with breath, or maybe just simply with sound, sensation, and movement. Deepening your inquiry here. So let's just press into the hands, feel the belly lifting, and then we'll stretch the right leg back and tuck the toes. So we're in a half plank. Just feel into this. So firm the front of the right thigh, lift the inner thigh, press into the hands. Just see if you can awaken a sense of connection to midline, feeling a little more deeply, and lengthening from pelvic floor to crown of the head. Let's add the left arm reaching forward with the thumb turned up to the ceiling. And then you might choose to lift your right toes and hover the leg back behind you. Take a full breath in, lengthening the arm and leg in opposite directions. Another breath, inhaling, and then bring the hand down. And as you exhale, pull the knee to the nose, curling in, bowing the head to the knee. Inhale, reach the right leg back behind you again. And then tuck your toes back down onto the floor. So touch those right toes down. Drop the right heel, swing the left shin back behind you. And then balancing on your left hand, bring your right hand to your hip for side plank, a supported side plank. You might reach that right arm up and overhead, and then reach into your right foot for grounding. Find the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. Draw in below the navel. Maybe you can reach a little longer with less effort, just a little more awake on the inside. Take another inhale. And then bring the right hand down and hover the right toes again as you exhale. Inhale, lengthening here. One more time, pulling the knee to the nose, curling in, bowing the head to the knee as you exhale. Inhale, reaching that leg back. And then just bring that right knee down as you exhale. Let's do this on the other side as well. Inhale, tuck the left toes back behind you, and pause. Just take this pause where we have a little more support, right, to feel a little more deeply. Perhaps you choose to reach that right arm forward, and you could add the left toes lifting and hovering. Stay here. See if you can find the midline, and inhale, reach the arm and leg away from each other. Let's take another breath here, inhaling, and then exhale, bring the right hand down, pull the knee to the nose, curling in, bow the head to the knee. Inhale, reach the leg back again. This time, exhale, touch the toes down, drop the heel, and swing the right shin back, coming into that supported side plank with left hand to the hip. Maybe left arm reaching overhead. Finding that left foot grounding you. Can you make your way deeper inside as you breathe, noticing the more subtle movement sensations of the breath on the inside? Take another inhale. And then exhale, bring the left hand down, lift that left foot again, hovering. Taking an inhale here to lengthen, and then one more time, curling in, bowing head to the knee, and squeezing it in. Inhale, lengthening back, and then back to tabletop, exhale. Let's just take the knees a little wider than the hips, big toes together, and sit back into child's pose, just for a couple of breaths. So bow your head, reach through your arms, and take a full breath in and a full breath out. Just reconnecting, remembering the intention, which is really just to tap into awareness. It's a naturally loving, nurturing kind of energy. Let's inhale, rise back onto our hands and knees. And then we're going to step into high plank. So stepping into high plank from tabletop. And maybe you prefer to do just a half plank with one leg back. That would be totally fine. We're going to do it twice so you could switch sides in between. Press with the hands, lift the inner thighs, broaden the collarbone. See if you can breathe here. Find your midline and lengthen a little bit. Take another full breath, almost as if you want to push your hands and feet away from each other, getting longer on the inside. One more breath in. And then you can touch your knees down lower all the way down to your belly as you exhale. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back and hover. Inhale, arms, legs, and chest lift. Stay here as you exhale. Just imagine lengthening front to back, lifting up as you press down. One more inhale. And exhale, just resting all the way down on your mat, just resting, maybe head down, maybe head to the side. Let's take a full breath in and a full breath out right here. We're going to do that one more time. So let's rise up either into tabletop or straight into high plank, your choice. And then we're going to breathe. So wherever you are, and of course, again, this could be a half plank with one knee on the floor. Find your breath, the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath, and deepen that awareness if possible. See if you can take another full breath, inhaling. And then let's lower all the way down, exhaling. One more time, that version of Shalabhasana, interlace the fingers. So the armpits actually roll forward and up. The low belly lifts up and in, and then there's a little bit more space, a little bit more length front to back, broadness side to side. Lift up and press down. One more inhale, and let yourself come all the way down and rest as you exhale. Just a full breath in here and a full breath out, softening. See if you can really check in, really notice how the present moment is moving through you right now. Is there a location in the body that needs attention? Can you offer it? All right, so from here, we're going to rise either into tabletop or high plank, and then either child's pose or downward facing dog. You can always do a little bit of both. So child's pose or dog pose, just for a few breaths. And in both of those postures, letting the head really come all the way down. So sometimes there's a little resistance in the head. See if you can just let it be all the way heavy and find your breath. Really deep, spacious breathing. As you feel into the sound, the sensation, the movement of the present moment, maybe specifically of the breath, can you deepen that inquiry? Where is it arising inside? Let's take another full exhale wherever you are. And then from wherever you are, we're going to start to bring the feet towards the hands and kind of hug the legs in, coming halfway up, just that full refreshing breath in, lengthening, and then bowing all the way down, exhaling. Let the head come down all the way. Let's stand up and lift the arms and maybe even look up as you inhale. And then just bringing the arms down as you exhale. So we're going to start here standing with a few half sun salutations. So just standing in Samastitihi, maybe feeling a little bit of that hug of the legs together. And then we're just going to inhale, lift the arms and look up. And then exhale, just bowing over the legs. You can bend your knees any amount. And then come halfway up as you inhale. Maybe the legs squeeze together, draw in below the navel. Lift the belly deeply as you bow over the legs. Let the head come all the way down. Inhale, stand up, let the arms circle up and overhead, maybe look up. And then just bring the arms down as you exhale. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bowing forward. So just each breath an opportunity to feel the present moment a little more deeply. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bowing forward all the way. Inhale, rising, reaching, looking up. And exhale, just bringing the arms down. One more just like that. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bowing forward. Deep, deep lift to the belly as you bow. Lengthening the belly as you inhale, looking up. Exhale, just folding down all the way, heavy head. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms and look up. And just bring the arms down, exhale. So we're going to build on that. Next sequence, we'll start with a side bend. Inhale, lift the arms and look up. Exhale, just drop the left arm and maybe lean a little bit. Hug the legs in, draw in below the navel, reach up through the right arm, maybe leaning a little bit more as you exhale. And then hugging in, lift the left arm up, maybe even look up, inhale. Exhale, right arm dropping down. Take that extra breath, just lengthening, reaching up and leaning as you exhale. Hugging and lifting the right arm up, looking up, inhale, and then bow forward over your legs as you exhale. Just come halfway up, that lengthening of the belly, the collarbones, the crown of the head forward, inhale. Fingertips down, step the right foot back, exhale. Sink the hips forward, inhale, broaden the collarbones, maybe look up. And then exhale, step to high plank. Inhale, roll into up dog, and it's okay to touch your knees down as you do that. And then exhale, roll into down dog. Take a full breath in, a full breath out, and downward facing dog. If child's pose is better for you, do that. Bow the head, connect with the breath, the sound, the sensation, the movement, and really invite that inquiry. How is the present moment flowing through me right now? Let's take another full exhale. And then inhale, lift the right leg. So press, lift, and reach it up and back. Exhale, pull the right foot forward between the hands. Sink the hips. Take an inhale, lift the collarbones. And then exhale, step the left foot forward and fold over the legs. Hugging and lengthening from pelvic floor to crown of the head. Come halfway up, inhale. Bow all the way down, exhale. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms and look up. And exhale, just bring the arms down. Again, same thing. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Take a lengthening breath, hugging and reaching up. Inhale, leaning as you exhale. Hugging and lifting the left arm, looking up, inhale. And then other side as you exhale. Another lengthening breath, reaching up, inhale, and leaning as you exhale. And then inhale, lift the right arm up, maybe look up. Exhale, let's bow forward over the leg, all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down, step the left foot back. Take an inhale, just sinking the hips forward, broadening the collarbones. And then exhale, palms down, step to high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Full deep breaths here. Of course, this could be child's pose. But just holding space for yourself. Holding space for yourself, really listening deeply, and when you're able to, just conveying that really loving, nurturing intention in your own way. It might just be the gesture of listening. It might be a mantra. It might be a physical gesture. Let's take an inhale, lift and reach and stretch up and back through that left leg, lengthening. And then pull the left foot forward between the hands, up on the right toes. Inhale, sink the hips forward, broaden the collarbones, maybe look up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, just come halfway up, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, bow over the legs all the way, deep lift of the belly. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms and look up. And exhale, just bring the arms down. We're going to do one more variation of sun salutation A, starting with that side bend. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, drop the left arm and lean. Just one breath here. Inhale, coming back up, lift the left arm. Exhale, drop the right arm and lean. Hugging and lift the right arm up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, coming halfway up, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, step to high plank, maybe chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Full, deep, spacious breath. Heavy head, light belly, just sensing and inviting that inquiry of awareness, just simple presence, inviting it a little bit deeper. Holding that space for yourself. Let's take one more exhale here. Feet to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale. Bow all the way down as you exhale. And then rise, reach, and look up, inhaling. And arms to your sides, exhaling. We're going to take some slow rounds of Sun Salutation B. It starts with Utkatasana. So as you inhale, bend the knees and lift the arms. Let's stay here and bend our elbows overhead. So grabbing opposite elbows overhead. Find your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. Knit together, draw in below the navel. Reach up through the forearms. One more exhale. Inhale, lift the arms, look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, hugging legs in, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, step to high plank or chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Let's inhale, reach the right leg up and back, a big reach with the right leg, and then bring the right foot forward between the hands, drop the left foot. Inhale, stand up, and you can take your time. You might like to pause on the right thigh and find that midline connection. You might right away want to reach your arms overhead. From here, let's do the same arm variation, just grabbing opposite elbows overhead so that we can really feel into the left foot, reaching back, drawing in below the navel, drawing the front ribs in, and broadening all sides of the torso as you breathe, just making that space from the inside out. Let's take our next inhale and lift the arms and gaze up to the thumbs. And then exhale, bring the hands down. You can step to high plank or chaturanga. Maybe inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take our next inhale. Left leg presses, reaches, lifts up and back. Exhale, pull the left foot forward between the hands. Drop the right foot. You might climb up onto the left thigh and just pause and kind of lean forward, reaching into that right foot, and then eventually rise all the way up, let the arms reach, and then let's just bend the elbows, grab opposite elbows. So reaching into that right foot, pressing into that left foot. Knit together, pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, draw in below navel, draw the front ribs in, broaden the torso on front, back, and sides. As you inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze, look up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, step to high plank or chaturanga. Inhale, maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, maybe downward facing dog. You're welcome to touch your knees down, rest in child's pose if you wish. Whatever feels useful for you right now. How could you convey the intention of care, of nourishment? Let's take another full breath here, exhaling. Bring the feet to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale. Bow all the way down as you exhale. Bend the knees, lift the arms into Utkatasana, again inhaling. And then back to standing as you exhale. We're going to do one more of those. Inhale, bend the knees and lift the arms and look up. Stay here as you exhale, different arm variation this time. So bring your hands together behind your head, interlace your fingers, and then take your elbows and bring them towards each other, opening the upper back. Keep the elbows hugging together, lift them up. Maybe lengthen your torso. You might be able to lean back, but keep your front ribs drawing in. As you inhale, you might lift your arms now and look up, reaching up. Exhale, bowing forward over the limbs. Inhale, lengthening, coming halfway up. Exhale, step to high plank or chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take your next inhale, lift that right leg up and back. Nice full breath, reaching. And then exhale, pull that right foot forward, drop that left foot. Let's rise onto that right thigh and pause, and maybe go ahead and lift those arms up and overhead. So same thing here, interlace the hands behind your head, draw the elbows together, knit the front ribs in, draw in below the navel. Reach into that left foot as you lift the elbows up, and maybe lean back a little bit. As you find your next inhale, you might lift your arms up, and then exhale, bring the hands down. You can step to high plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, other side, left leg reaching up, breathing in. And then pull that left foot forward as you exhale, step it between the hands, drop the right foot. Rise into that warrior one. You might lift your arms overhead and then hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, draw the elbows together, knit the front ribs in, reach into that right foot. Lift the elbows up, lift the armpit, chest, the collarbones. Maybe you lean back a little bit. Perhaps on that next inhale, lift the arms looking up at the thumbs. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Step to chaturanga or plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full deep breath right here, or child's pose. Just reconnecting. Reconnecting, feeling the ground underneath your hands and feet. Noticing any other sensations. What does it sound like? How is the breath moving? How is the present moment moving? Let's take another full exhale. Feet to the hands, hugging and lengthening, coming halfway up. Exhale, bow over the legs. Let's bend the knees, lift the arms, and come up as we inhale. We're going to stay in Utkatasana, bringing palms into the center chest as we exhale. Let's outstretch the arms, inhaling here, and then exhale, pull the right elbow back and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the right arm forward to meet the left. Exhale, pull the left elbow back, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, back to center, again to the right. Exhale, pulling back, drawing in below navel, looking over right shoulder. Inhale, center, again to the left. Exhale, pulling below the navel, looking over left. Let's do one more time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull back to the right, looking over the shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull and look to the left, drawing in below navel. Inhale, center. Exhale, let's just bow over the legs and take a standing forward fold for just a few deep breaths. So as you're bowing over your legs here, can your head be heavy? What would that feel like? Can you support the heaviness of the head and the lengthening of the spine and legs from the belly? Could it be deeply lifted? Take another exhale here. Take a breath. You might bend your knees deeply, just lengthen a little bit and look up. And then exhale, bring hands to your hips. Let's inhale, stand all the way back up. And exhale, just relax with your arms at your sides. We're going to do one more kind of standing flow, call it Sun Salutation C. So as you inhale, lift the arms and look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, hugging legs in, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, step to high plank or chaturanga. Rolling into upward facing dog from either position. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Let's take the right leg up and back as we breathe in. And then bend the knee and roll the hip open as we breathe out. Pause here, draw the front ribs in, draw in below the navel, maybe a little more space from the pit of the knee to the armpits to the fingertips. As you inhale, stretch that leg up and back. As you exhale, bring that right foot between the hands, drop the left foot. Let's rise into warrior two with the arms outstretched. So right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Gazing to the right fingertips. Let's inhale, straighten the right leg, lift the arms, maybe look up, palms touch. Exhale, sink back into warrior two. Knee bends to 90 degrees, gaze to the right fingertips. Inhale again, lift up, reach up, maybe look up. And then exhale, sink into the right knee, outstretch the arms, and gaze to the right hand. One more time, inhale, lift up, maybe look up, get really tall. Exhale, sink into warrior two. Stay here, feel your left foot, your right foot, draw in below navel, rise a little bit more through the armpit chest, reach evenly through the arms. As you exhale, let's tip into extended side angle pose. So right forearm to the thigh, left arm overhead. Find your midline, find the sound, sensation, movement of the breath, and opening from the inside. It's that really nurturing, loving presence that actually allows the opening. Take another inhale. And then exhale. Let's bring the left hand to the floor and the right hand to the hip. Or maybe you reach your right arm up into a low lunge twist. So we're just rotating to the right any amount. Feel into both of your legs. Find your belly. Find your breath. Take another inhale. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, step into high plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a full, deep, spacious breath, just pausing in down dog. We're going to do this one more time on the other side. Inhale, left leg reaching up and back. Exhale, bending left knee, rolling hip open. Just enjoy that for a moment. If you can, knitting front ribs in, drawing in below navel, a little more sweetness. Inhale, stretch the leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot forward between the hands, drop the right foot. Inhale, rise all the way up into warrior two. And exhale in warrior two. Let's do that same pulse that we did on the other side. Inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the arms, maybe look up. Exhale, sink back into warrior two. Again, inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the arms, reach up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, sink back into warrior two. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, reaching up, palms touch, looking up. Exhale, sinking into warrior two. So right here, this is a challenging pose. Can you feel into it? Right? Just let the present moment flow through you, whatever that is right now. Can you convey the message of that loving intention? Take another inhale. As you exhale, extended side angle pose, left forearm to thigh, right arm overhead, breathing here. Drawing in below navel, lengthening from the inside. Sensing the sweetness of that presence as you breathe and convey that message. With your next exhale, let's bring the right hand to the floor, roll up onto the right toes, left hand to the hip, maybe left arm reaches up, just opening into that twist to any amount, breathing here. Full deep breath. Next time you exhale, bring that left hand down. Inhale, step to high plank. Exhale, push back to downward facing. Full, deep, spacious breath. Heavy head, light belly, lengthening the arms, legs, and spine. Next time you exhale here, it's going to be your last one for now. And then let's bring the feet to the hands and come halfway up with that hugging of the legs together, drawing in below the navel, lengthening from pelvic floor to crown. And then exhale, bow down over the legs as the belly lifts deeply, bow the head. Let's bend the knees, come into Utkatasana one more time, and exhale, bring palms into your chest and sit back. Same thing we did before, arms outstretched, inhale, palms touching. Exhale, pull and look to the right. Inhale, reach the right arm forward to meet the left. Exhale, draw in below navel, pull to the left and look over shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pull to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull to the left. Good, this is the last one. Back to center, inhale. This time we're just gonna stand up as you exhale. Okay, so standing up at your mat, anywhere on your mat, just bring your feet fairly close together. Take a steady gaze with your eyes. And then let's just bring the palms to touch each other in front of the chest. So palms touching, feet on the ground. Let your gaze be steady. We're going to move into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So we'll start by lifting the right heel up off of the floor and then turning the right knee and toes out to the right. You can stay right here. Perhaps you bring the foot anywhere above or below the knee, and then palms back to the chest if that's useful. Find your breath. Can you notice the sound, the sensation, the movement of the present moment? Just sense that dynamic energy of aliveness flowing through you. Awakening with that awareness, this capacity to offer some care, some nourishment to whatever that present moment reality is right now. You might choose to lift your arms up and overhead. You might choose to keep the palms in or some other variation of the arms. Let's take another breath from the low belly, drawing in, lengthening from pelvic floor to crown. Maybe bring the palms back into the chest as you exhale, and then release that right knee in front of you. Inhale, and foot down, arms down. Exhale. Let's do the other side. Palms together. Inhale, exhale, settle your gaze. Inhale, lift the left heel. Turn the left knee and toes out. You can stay right here. You might choose to bring your foot anywhere above or below the right knee. Come back to the breath. Right? Convey the message of your intention, even if it's different than what I've been talking about. You might choose to lift your arms overhead. You might not. Draw in below navel, reaching, lengthening up through the crown, through the fingertips. With your next exhale, that might bring your palms back in. And then you can inhale, release that left foot, and exhale, both feet on the ground. So let's just pause with both feet on the ground, and we're gonna inhale, outstretch the arms. One more standing balance sequence. Exhale, turn the thumbs back, or the thumbs down, the palms back, and bend your elbows. So you're either gonna grab opposite elbows behind your back, or bring your palms together behind your back. So either way. And then let's just take the left foot and take a moderate step back with the left foot. So the feet are still facing the front of your mat. They're facing the same direction. I like to bring my right foot a little bit wider so that the feet are about hip width distance apart. Take an inhale, press into the feet, broaden the collarbones, maybe even lean back a little bit. And then as you exhale, start to bow over your right leg, and you can bend your right knee any amount, okay, as needed. Just see if you can feel into the sound, sensation, movement of the breath, which will really naturally bring you into the present moment. It will naturally awaken that loving, nurturing presence inside you. Take another full exhale here. And then a little bend in that right knee as you inhale, come halfway up. Take a steady gaze with your eyes. You can press and lift your left leg any amount. So you might choose to place your hands on your right thigh for a little more support. You might choose to touch the floor with your fingertips. This is Warrior 3. Whatever variation of the arms works for you, balancing on the right leg, maybe the left leg is reaching back nice and long. One more inhale. And then just touch that left foot back down behind you as you exhale. Inhale, rise up, let the arms go and reach up. And then feet together. So stepping that left foot in, bringing the arms to your sides as you exhale. Let's do the same thing other side. Arms outstretched, inhale. Spin the thumbs down, the palms back, either grabbing opposite elbows or bringing palms together behind the back. Let's take the right foot. Take that step back. Just pause. There's no rush. You might move the left foot out a little bit. Steady down into the feet and legs. Inhale, broaden the chest, maybe lean back. And then exhale, begin to fold any amount over that left leg. And bending the knee is not a problem. So just feeling into it from the inside as you breathe. Breathing in and out. If your palms are together, you might press them together, opening the chest. Take another full exhale here. And then as you inhale, I like to kind of bend my left knee to bring the chest up naturally, halfway. You can release your hands now, maybe onto your left thigh or to your hips, and then start to press and lift that right leg. You can lift it any amount. It could just hover a couple of inches over the floor. Take a breath. See if you can find your midline. Is that possible? Could you get a little bit more space from the inside out? Take another inhale. Touch that right foot down as you exhale. Inhale, a victorious breath. Maybe lift the arms and look up. And then exhale, stepping the feet together, bringing the arms down to standing at the top of your mat. We're going to cycle down to the floor. So inhale, lift the arms and look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, step back to high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, just a couple more breaths in downward facing dog. Let's just breathe in and out a few times here. And maybe child's pose is better right from the start. So pick a place where you could take a few deep breaths. Notice how the present moment is alive inside you. What does it feel like? What does it sound like? How is it moving? Just listening deeply. With your next exhale, you might touch your knees down. And we're going to pause here. We're going to return to the side plank that we did at the beginning. Some of you might choose to do just a side plank with both legs lifted. Totally fine. We're going to start here from tabletop. Let's take the left leg back, tuck the toes for that half plank. Drop the left heel, swing the right shin back, and lift the left hand to the hip. So again, you can stay here and reach the left arm overhead. You might choose to lift both of your legs and come into a side plank with the right knee lifted. Wherever you are, take another full lengthening breath from the inside out. And then exhale, let's come back into tabletop. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Maybe a little cat or cow pose to open up your back and reconnect with your breath. Same thing other side. This time, right leg reaches back, tuck the toes. Drop the right heel, swing the left shin back. Left hand to the floor, right hand to the hip. So again, you can stay right here and reach that right arm up and overhead. You might choose to step and lift that left knee, bringing the legs together and reaching from there. Up to you. Just find your breath. What does it sound like? How is it moving? What does it feel like? One more breath, lengthening inhale. And then exhale, let's come back to tabletop. Take a breath or two, maybe rounding your back to really feel that broadness. And then let's sit into child's pose if you haven't already. So big toes together, knees apart, and forehead down. Let's take a full breath in, full breath out. Just really settling, softening, receiving the support of the floor for a moment. So sometimes we kind of receive that loving presence, that nurturing presence from the outside also, not just from the inside. When you have those moments where you can sense it, is it possible to receive? Did you receive that nurturing, loving presence? Take one more exhale. And then we'll rise up. We're going to sit up with our legs outstretched. So coming up and outstretching the legs in front of you. Now let's just bring the right knee in and then drop the right knee out for Janu Shirshasana. So the sole of the right foot is touching the left thigh. Right knee is bent. We'll interlace the hands on top of the left thigh. Take an inhale, sitting up nice and tall, even if your left knee is bent. And then exhale, just start to slide over that left leg, really any amount, just folding into Janu Shirshasana. I like to orient the crown of the head towards the foot to help lengthen the spine. Even here, if you can locate your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, knit together and draw in below navel. Let's take another full exhale here. And then inhale, start to come all the way back up. And then exhale, release that right leg. Let's do that on the other side. Fold the left knee in. Drop the left knee out, sole of the left foot to the right thigh. Palms interlaced, fingers interlaced on top of the right thigh. As you inhale, just lengthening. And then exhale, sliding down that right leg. Any amount, right? Really any amount. And just come back to the subtle quality of your breath. Let that be a way of deepening the message of your intention. Just offering awareness a little more deeply inside. Let's take another full breath and exhale. And then as you breathe in, start to rise all the way back up. Let's release that left leg. So from here, we're just going to scoot our bottom towards our heels a little bit so the knees are bent. Walk the hands back behind you. And then take an inhale and just lift the hips up into reverse tabletop. And if you're comfortable tipping your head back, do that. Take a steady gaze. Otherwise, you can keep your head lifted. Just feel into your hands and feet. Lift the chest. Open the front of the body. Another inhale here. And then exhale. Lower the hips back down. And outstretch the legs. One more seated pose. Let's bend that right knee in. Place the right foot to be outside of the left thigh. Hug the right knee with the left arm. Right hand behind you and just rotating, looking over the right shoulder. Let's just stay here and breathe. So just a spinal twist, seated here, drawing in below navel, broadening collarbones, gazing over the right shoulder. Let's take one more full exhale here. Turn the gaze forward as you inhale, and then release the twist and outstretch the leg as you exhale. Let's do that one more time on the other side. Folding the left knee in, left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Hugging left knee with right arm, left hand behind you for support. Inhale, sitting up really nice and tall. Exhale, maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Breathing here. Full, deep, spacious breath. Just sensing in your own way, how is the present moment flowing through me right now? Can you receive that present moment experience and just offer that attentive and caring presence to yourself? Let's take another exhale. And then turn the gaze forward as you inhale. Release the twist, exhaling. So we're going to scoot our bottom towards our heels again. So the knees are bent. And I'm going to start this with my feet on the ground and heels of the hands on the knees, pressing and leaning back until the arms are straight. Hugging the legs together, drawing in below navel, broadening the collarbones. This is phase one. Stay here and breathe if you wish. Or tip back more, keep the arms and lift the legs. Broadening here, keep breathing, drawing in below navel. A couple more breaths. This is really challenging. Just showing up for another full inhale. And then exhale, let's hug the knees in and roll all the way down onto the back. And just pause, maybe hugging knees in, rocking side to side gently. Just starting to reconnect with the ground, receiving that support. Really receiving that nurturing presence from the outside as well as from the inside. And then let's just place the soles of the feet on the floor. Again, we're going to do 2 more rounds of bridge pose. So find your breath, locating that origin of the breath in the pelvic floor, the low belly, and then inhale, lift the hips up. Stay here and breathe. Hips can be lifted any height. Just come to a place where you can stay attentive and notice the subtle qualities of your breath. Notice the subtle qualities of your experience here, whatever that means for you right now. Take another inhale. And then exhale, lower down. Just gonna do that one more time. Pause as you inhale, exhale. And then inhale, lift back up. So lifting the hips up again. I like to bring those upper arms underneath. Keep the chin lifted, the throat open, but you lift the chest to the chin. Take another inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. And just pause with the feet wide and the knees together. Inhale and exhale. Let's take both of our legs and reach them up into the air. And just pause right there. And it might not be possible to have the legs straight when you do that, but just pause here, even if they're bent a lot or a little, or it might even be more like you're hugging your knees into your chest. That's all right. We're gonna just take a breath here. And then as you exhale, if you can, just hover that left leg out over the floor in front of you as you reach the right leg up. Let's clasp hands behind the right leg. Take an inhale, lengthening through the left leg, lengthening the belly. And then exhale, bow your head to your knee. Maybe draw your right leg in a little tighter to your body. So left leg is hovering if possible, knitting the navel to spine, bowing head to knee, however that looks for you right now. And then inhale, lie down, bring the left leg up to meet the right leg. And let's do the other side. So exhale, hover the right leg out. Take a lengthening breath here, inhale. Clasping hands onto left thigh. As you exhale, bowing head in, knitting navel to spine. Take another full deep breath. Exhale all the way. Inhale, lie back down, bring the right leg up. And exhale, pause. Let's just hug the knees in. You might choose to rock gently side to side, front and back. So we're going to start to transition into our final resting position. One thing that might feel nice is to go to the wall and put your legs up the wall. You're welcome to just lie flat on your back. You're welcome to rest in that constructive rest position with your feet on the floor and your knees together. So anything that feels useful to you right now, and you can explore other things that I haven't mentioned as well, of course. I'm going to swing my legs up here for a minute or two. So taking a few minutes or a minute to start to transition towards your resting position. You might include with that a few breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Maybe a few times with that gesture. And as you come into that space of resting, there's a way in which the intention both expands and deepens. So Shavasana is this gesture of fully surrendering and receiving the nourishment of awareness, really the nourishment of aliveness, that movement of life from moment to moment. And if we can just pause and drop in and feel our way into it, sensing that awareness that's noticing the present moment, just a really spacious and caring presence. What would it feel like to receive that presence? You might choose to place a hand on the heart, a hand on the belly. You might just be still and listen. Maybe there's a mantra that's useful. Just sensing this loving awareness is holding you. Is holding you, but is also living inside you. Just immersing yourself, swimming in that ocean of awareness. As you find your next few breaths, you might just hug your knees in, reach your arms overhead, and roll to one side and pause there if that feels possible for you to do right now. And then with your next few breaths, just take your time and start to rise back up into a seated position. So making your way back up. If you'd like. When you get back into seated, you might close your eyes for a moment. You might just take a soft gaze with your eyes. So as we're able to really dip in and convey the message of our own presence inward, like offer that attention deeply inside, sensing moment to moment what we're experiencing and holding that, whatever it is, holding it in that awake and nourishing space. The more we can practice that, the more there's a natural and sincere wish to express that kind of presence outwardly, to make that kind of loving connection with others. So the closing intention is really a wish, a sincere wish to express loving presence and offer that nourishing presence in more moments, whenever we can. Just do our best. So if that resonates for you, you might sit with that for just a moment. Namaste, and thank you for your kind attention. I hope I'll see you again soon. Take care.